Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Disciple Marcello Occurrence. I'm back talking about the vaccine, and I named it COVID-19. Wisdom will make you get vaccinated. Wisdom will make you get vaccinated, and that's basically the bottom line here: is using wisdom. Okay, You don't have too many options here. Okay, you don't have a whole flyer of options here. You have two options: vaccination or not vaccination. Take your chances, or not, or don't take no chances. Put it this way with that chance part: take chances with not getting vaccinated, or take a chance with the side effects concerning by being vaccinated. So either way, you got to take. I mean, you're taking less of a chance here, getting vaccinated. You're taking less of a chance, you know. And all these famous people that are not getting vaccinated. Okay, you're able. There's a two. There's a balance here. I know in the other part I talked about how a lot of famous people are still getting COVID. And no matter how clean the places are, they're still getting it. But let's also look at the whole balance of that spectrum here in their lifestyle. Let's look at the whole spectrum of their path, if you will, as far as famous people. They got it clean, they got it laid out, they got it where they don't have to deal with stuff that everyday public people have to deal with. You got to go down to the grocery store. They send errand guys to go do that. They send secretaries to go get clothes, food. They don't have to do none of that if they don't want to. Every time you see them, it's by choice, for the most part. For the higher ups, they don't got to grind like that. They don't really have to go chasing a bag. They can let everybody go do all the stuff they need to do to run it, and a lot of them probably was doing that. A lot of them probably was doing exactly that especially last year. The famous people ain't go nowhere. Yeah, everybody on the front lines for them, and they gladly did it for whoever the names were. They were glad to be on the front lines for those names, you know. And that's what you gotta look at. So of course they don't. I mean, if you were famous, you probably would be hesitant towards the vaccine too, because you don't really have to deal with the public per se. But the bottom line is you still can get it though. Being famous, you still can get it. Don't get it twisted. So yeah, you should get it. This is proven to get government people, all types of people. And if you feel the need to not get vaccinated, please don't talk like a condescending king or queen defecating on the public while you're eating hot dogs. You're defecating on people while eating hot dogs. That's how a lot of you guys talk. A lot of you famous people sound like you're ha ha ha. You're defecating on the public while you're eating. I know it's a nasty visual, the two together, eating and defecating at the same time, but that's what it's like. And you bring this mentality, and you say things, and people run with it. They look to you as gods, they don't believe in. A lot of people don't believe in our Creator, and they look for, and a lot of people are lost, way more lost than you may even imagine, and they look to people like you who are famous for answers. You know what I'm saying? They don't have family, they don't have nothing, and they look at your success and they feel like you obviously you are doing something right. You have a good sense of a good sense of being able to make accurate decisions, proper decisions, sound decisions. But at this time in life, you're not with this whole vaccination. You're not really doing that. You're not doing that at all. What you're doing is you're using your influence to I'm gonna say it this way: your influence, your who you are, is misleading the people. When you make comments on COVID-19, when you just sound like like I said, eating and defecating at the same time, you're putting your personal opinion on the vaccinations and everything, and it could be misleading to the people. You have to be very wise with this, because while you may change your mind or you fluctuating, any fluctuation with a lot of people just locks them into, no, I'm not getting it. While you may come back to saying to change your mind, and your favorite celeb that your bestie gets it, and then you just want to decide to get it too because she's your bestie. While you doing that, and you done fluctuated and vacillated back to doing the right thing, you got people that you've influenced that's not gonna ever now do it ever. They going on from the issue now. They're not talking about it no more. You have persuaded them not to get it, and now they're moving on. They're not gonna have the discussion anymore. They're not gonna talk about it anymore. That's what you gotta understand. Sometimes when you influence people and then they decide to do something, let's just keep it to what in this one issue. They decide to not get vaccinated. You use your celeb influence to voice to make people feel you and agree with you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna put it this way: however you feeling about the vaccine, you're using that to make other people. You're tweeting and doing all these things to make people jump on your side. Now all people are doing that, but you got to kind of be thinking about that. You got to be probably thinking about this as a celebrity. They're gonna kind of agree with you, go with you. You kind of subconsciously knowing that's gonna happen. You're not gonna have people, all your fans, saying, "Hey, hold up a minute." Some people say they don't even care. Well, then I don't believe that. I don't believe you don't care. It's too serious of a situation. It's too crazy of a situation. You know, even I had to say something about it, because what I believe is you know, I'm gonna talk about that what I believe on the other video, because I don't want to get it all into. I gotta separate this from that. Let me stay on the fact of getting vaccinated. How that is going to keep you from spreading it and dying. Okay. Now, the mask. This is what I'm going to show you in this video. The mask shows us that America is being rebellious. That's all it is. America is being rebellious. Okay, now with the mask, you don't have to put no dope in your body, right? You don't have to put no dope in your body. You don't have to go through any chemical situation when you're using masks. All right? Yet, as soon as they came out, as soon as the mask mandate came out too, don't talk about the vaccine for a minute. Let's talk about this mask. I want you to think about this mask stuff. Okay, mask alone. All right, before there was a vaccine and all that, There was the mask situation. Now, this is going to show you what I'm about to get into of how America is just rebellious. It ain't got nothing to do with no this mask ain't got nothing to do with no chemicals. It ain't got nothing to do with putting nothing in your body. It has something to do with taking a precaution. It may help you, it may not help you, but it is about taking the precaution to save yourself and others. And in this situation, that's more important than our opinions. That's more important than our personal feelings. This is more important than you feeling the need to have the freedom to not wear a mask. Okay? Now, when the mask, all that situation first came out, everybody was like, "Oh, I don't want to." There was rebellious people. "Oh, I don't want to wear no. We shouldn't have to wear no mask. We shouldn't have to do this and do that, and we shouldn't have to wear no mask. I have freedom to not wear." They were saying the same thing. They have freedom to not wear masks. They have freedom to not wear it around in public and everything like that. Getting angry with people that's enforcing things for their safety. At the end of the day, you can't act like somebody is doing something to you because they're telling you to wear a mask. How is that? Who are you? Are you a royal king, a queen? Who are you? You are just a number. I'm just keeping 100. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You are just a number, man. And you walking around like with this stuff going on, with this disease going on, acting like you rule. You don't rule. Not in a time when this COVID rules. You don't rule. That's for celebrities. That's for everybody. It's done took people out of here. It's done took famous faces out of here. All right? It's done took gangsters. It's done took any walk of life. Every walk of life has been affected. Guaranteed. Gangsters, thugs, pimps, politicians, hitmen, the baddest, the toughest, man. The docile, the sweetest. The oldest, the youngest. Okay? This is not time for you non-famous people to try to act famous. I know the famous people try to make you feel like you go get your bag and go get your life and all that kind of thing. This is not the time to try to be walking around acting famous. That's for famous and non-famous. This is not the time to use your name and your fame, you know what I'm saying, to be walking around without a mask on. It's a thing called respect. That's what it's called, man. Once you see all these people in the grave, it's time to show some respect. It's time to show some respect for the dead. That's what I would tell you. That's for outside of America. That's for everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's time to show some respect for the dead. All right? The mask is not about you. The mask is not about your government. This mask is bigger than America. This mask is bigger than the American government, man. You go outside of America, then they're going to tell you to still wear a mask, man. You go outside of America, they still going to talk and preach to you about getting vaccinated, bruh. So that breaks your whole theory of America. And in the Pacific politicians in America. Y'all always like to look at certain Pacific politicians and paint them as weird and half alien and all this crazy stuff, that's not me. I just want people to know that is not me. And this issue right here proves what people is on. It shows who's who. This whole COVID thing is starting to show me who's who, man. Because if you can sit back and act like wearing a mask is just making you die, and it's such a disgusting thing, and it's actually helping you oneself. That's a fact. It's helping one's self first. It's helping you first. You ain't helping me more than you helping yourself. There's one of me, there's one of you. You're gonna have to deal with way more than people than me throughout all these months and years. This is for yourself when you wear a mask. If I'm your leader, let's say I'm your leader, and I tell you to get a mask, right? All right, no, let's scratch that. Let's just say I was a person in public that confronted you about wearing a mask, right? Okay. I'm telling you to wear the mask concerning me and the other people. That's what I would say. But you're wearing the mask, okay, if you look at me, okay, I'm wearing this mask for you. Somebody might say, I'm wearing this, you're making me wear this mask for you, and I don't care about you. You don't have to care about me. Think about all the people you're gonna have to encounter for yourself. This, in essence, in short, what I'm trying to say is, this mask is more about you and less about someone else you're pointing to, who you blaming and talking about, and someone you feel like you're going to encounter. This isn't about one adversary, one person. This is about one's own good throughout the world. You can't point. It's so many people, so many different situations. It's not about one other person. It's about you against the world. Basically. It's about you against the world, man. That's what the mask is all about. You against the world. Because that's what you're facing. At this point, you are facing the world full of COVID, man. That's what you're facing. That's what you're facing, man. While you tripping off nothing, you're facing a world full of COVID. So, weigh the pros and cons. Okay, you wear the mask, you're more protected against the world full of COVID. You don't wear the mask, any and everybody in every situation that you do not know of is a possible potential threat. Literally, not just not because a person is being paranoid or some theory. This is a fact. This is proven to be a fact. And and look, you already know how I feel. I'm not standing with the issues on the same opinion. I don't have the same opinion of the world and the world views of the government that is over America, you know. But this issue right here is about life and death. It's about life and death. It's that serious, man. It's that serious, yo. It has nothing to do with me and you and them. You still can be you. They can still be the enemy, and you still need to get vaccinated. It's that simple. If that's the game you want to play, that's not necessarily the game I'm playing or want to play. You know, it just so happened things happen in my situation, you know. But for you people that just love to play that the government is just the antagonist without any reason, this shows this is what you're doing. This shows that's your mentality, because you have no reason to think this is more about them and less about you. You shouldn't feel that way. This has everything to do with you. Whether you don't think about them, don't think about the government, don't think about what they talk about. You're looking at the fact that you consider them an enemy already, and anything coming out their mouth is of an adversary's nature. That's what you're looking at. This is a different subject. This is a neutral ground right here. COVID, vaccines, and masks. These masks and vaccines is neutral ground with enemies and foes and friends and allies. This, all of us got to come here. It's just like all of us got to eat. Your enemies got to eat. You got to eat. Your enemies got to drink water. You got to drink water. You can't say, oh, I ain't going to drink water because my enemy's drinking water. You ain't going to say, oh, I ain't going to eat because my enemy's eating. That you're becoming so adversary minded towards the country that you don't even take, you don't even want to take the vaccine, the mask. You don't even want to wear the mask because you're so adversary minded. That's what it is. Even me, I realize the need for me to get vaccinated, because this is not going away. Whether your adversary is around or not, whether you leave America or not, you're not going to escape this. That's the best way to tell you. You are not going to escape this, man. This is not only an American issue. So stop all the American politics and people and all the history of this country with vaccines and all of that. This, at this point, is something that we all have to do in the world. I'm not telling you, and you can't demonize everybody that's talking about it. We are going to, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to the American community, not the government. The American community is going to miss out on their leaders and their people because you demonize and you try to put everything together like some kind of fight against you. You're not gonna see your leaders, because your leaders have to be risen up to a place of power, and you demonize everybody. And really, you, as a community, you're not setting forth any examples but killing your own people and killing your kids and killing each other. So some people could say the government could demonize the American community. How about that? Now think about it, what I just said. The American government, separate from you, can demonize you as a community. You're killing each other. I don't care what the circumstance is. You're killing each other. You're harming each other. You could be demonized based on that. But they're still giving you the benefit of the doubt. That's what you got to look at here. This is all, what I'm telling you, this is all an accurate understanding and accurate perception. This isn't about who's friend or foe at this point. Wearing the mask and all of that is a perfect example of showing you you're not worried about no chemicals and dope. That mask is for your better good, and it's not gonna hurt you to put it on. It's not gonna hurt you to do that. It shows you that you're not worried about dope being put in your body. The mask showed us that. The mask mandate showed us that. You just want to be rebellious and do what you want to do. The mask situation shows us that. You had that mentality before the vaccine. You had that mentality with the mask. That ain't got nothing to do with that ain't gonna harm you. Putting on the mask is not gonna do anything to you, and you have proved to be rebellious doing that. So it's a mentality is what I'm trying to show you. If you did it with the mask, it's a mentality. The majority of the people had the same mentality with the mask, and the mask is not doping you up. You talking about freedom, and this is not a time to try to think about that on the front burner when you have people dying. That's being selfish. You're being very selfish by doing that. Yeah, so it's something to think about. It's something to act on, not think about. It's something to act on. Stop playing. Stop thinking everybody's the adversary. When it comes, this is a neutral ground. Friends and enemies and foes, all of us, different countries, everywhere. You think that everybody's getting along, but we all have to jump on this vaccine as quickly as possible. Period. We all got to mask up. Enemies and friends. That's the bottom line. We all got to vaccinate. Enemies and friends. We all got to mask up. Enemies and friends. Case closed, buddy.